Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Or as I'd say in Cuba, Feliz Año Nuevo.
Very good.
So did you have a good Christmas and New Year?
Lovely, thank you. Yes, very relaxing. Plenty to eat and drink. Plenty to smoke. It was ideal. Didn't have to go too far. What about yourself?
Well, I was in Egypt. I smoked inside the pyramid. It was just amazing. Had a great time. Back now. Looking forward to 2025 as being a great year. All right, it's going to be a great year. We're going to make cigars great again. That's the way we
Forget
say
about China.
And we are going to deport every single fake cigar that we come across. There are going to be no immigrant cigars that are rolled by people pretending that they're something that they're not.
No, get them out.
Absolutely. Anyway, what have you got in your hands?
Well, I've been handed a little package, which I believe is your new Sauter packaging, isn't it?
Yeah, you called it a pouch earlier, but it's more like a sleeve.
Whatever you say. Shall we see what's in it?
Yeah, but describe it. It looks like the old
Well,
one.
it's very, very similar to the old sleeve, but is slightly more padded.
Padded, that's because it's humorised to keep it at about 68. All right, so that when
How does that work? Is it? I don't understand how you made that happen. It sounds like it's like.
Well, I didn't make it happen. We use an amazing company called Humidif, and they make it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's genius. Have you tested it?
It's been tested now. We only got it delivered, I think, about 10 days ago.
But what I mean is, have you tested to see if it really is 68 in there? I suppose you put a hygrometer in and see.
Yeah.
Huh, that's a brilliant idea.
Do you want to open it? Because I'm desperate. We ended the year on a Cohiba 55 anniversary. So we thought we should start with a Cohiba Ambar.
No.
Absolutely fabulous.
Mate.
You're going for a straight cut. I am going for a V cut.
Why is that?
Because we've got a new V cut I bought.
And I'm picking my tail.
Yeah.
Well, no change there.
He's well renowned for tail picking.
Thank God there's no one else in the room. It is a beautiful looking cigar. Really oily cap.
Look at that.
Smells
beautiful
divine.
V-cut.
Oh, that's good.
Because it's sharp.
That's a very good V-cut. I'll give you that. Oh, how exciting. What a way to start your day. Start your day the Cohiba way.
You should have been a copyright in the advertising industry. I've got another little toy here I'm going to show you.
What have you got there in your sandwich box? Not lunchbox, Thomas.
It's too small for lunch. It's during mid-morning break at school.
Right.
How do you like the colour?
Oh, look at that. Electric blue.
Not electric blue, it's Tiffany blue.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry to all the members of the Trump family. It's Tiffany blue. She
it?
was called Tiffany Trump, not electric blue Trump.
Magic. And I've got another member of the family, Sauter family.
A lighter.
Yeah.
So this is like a little new lighter we're doing.
So, tell me about the Amber.
The Amber is a new addition to the... What line does it fall in?
Classica.
So it falls in the Classica line.
Linear Classica.
It's 55 ring gauge, is that correct?
No. That is 53.
53.
Is it?
Hold on, I'm googling it actually.
Sorry?
I'm actually googling it. Ha! I was right. 53 by 5 1/4.
Good boy. 53 by 4
And what is
Do you
it?
have a spur lighter in your lunchbox?
I do. Would you like a lighter?
Plenty of room in there.
I've got this one.
Oh, don't throw that at me. Nick, would you pass that? I can't move.
Look at this. Look.
Big Thomas.
This is a big lighter for Big Thomas.
You could light it from here.
Oh.
Let me come and find you.
Thank you, Nicholas.
So now you can get up and down because we've installed these Rode mics. But I'm being told that I've got to be speaking into them because
Rock
they're
and roll, baby.
directional.
Yeah.
All right, and I don't have to have it on my lapel where it flips inside and then I get into trouble because,
And then you get the full ambience of our voices.
yeah. Hello and welcome. I feel like I should have my own chat show now.
Thank you very much. So,
So what's the size of the Cohiba Robustus?
50 by 4 7/8. It's a big difference. That's basically an Edmundo in Cohiba format.
wowzers.
Why call it an amber? Where's amber?
Yeah,
come from?
AMBAR, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Have you heard of amber?
No.
No, the stone? No? No? Amber?
That's
No, that's a
amber.
different spelling.
Different spelling.
Yeah, but it's the same thing in Spanish.
Is it? Fair enough.
Chowahiki
Do you know what
is an
tubos is?
Indian tribe.
Do you know what tubos is in Spanish?
No. That was a good one. That was a real good one. We went, I know it.
So, Robusta I understand, because that's the size. Alright? I don't know why they came up with the word amber.
Some time ago, someone came up with this thing called marketing.
Anyway,
This is a beautiful, beautiful start. Really rich and smooth and it's a bit of sweetness.
I love the voice when you guys actually do speak to microphone.
We're seducing
Shit.
him.
what have you done?
I've dropped my cigar because
Oh,
because the microphone was falling.
that's quite annoying, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is very long.
especially to the carpet.
I think the carpet's used to it.
And it's your fault because you weren't speaking to the fucking microphone.
Who wasn't? Me. Naughty Nick.
Moi?
Naughty,
I am quite
naughty
an
Nick.
animated.
Do you want me to move the mic slightly
Speaker.
closer to yourself? You can move it the way you see. Oh,
Hello.
Good morning.
it is morning.
Yeah, first cigar of the day, this is. And what a cigar of the day. Half an inch in and oh my lord, as the
I've got
actress,
to tell you something.
as the actress said to the
If
bishop.
that's half an inch, mate, I've got to tell you something. You've been lying to your wife for a long time. Dear, oh dear. In a world where size matters, Nick says a half an inch in. So obviously it matters to a lot of people, but not really to him.
And how is yours?
It's a little bit tight on the drawer,
Is it? Oh shit.
but that will start to open, I would think.
It's got little rumbling of strength under there. Thing that might get quite pokey towards the end, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But it's
Does
truly
remind you of
delicious.
the Robusta, so it's not.
Yeah, you said that straight from the get-go. What reminds you of the Robustus? The taste or just the
The
feel?
handle.
Yeah. It's a little bigger. So yes, tell us more about Egypt and smoking in the pyramid. How did you make that happen?
What do you think I smoked to the pyramid?
Pyramid is?
You're very sharp today. Yeah, I went with my friend Mustafa,
Yeah.
who's Egyptian, who managed to pay people
Does
off.
he walk like one?
No, but he managed to pay people off to get me up the pyramid.
Right.
All right. And I looked up there. Phenomenal. I felt like a pharaoh.
Not a fairy.
Well, we've established that you just come out of the closet. All right, let's not go there.
Was it still as awe-inspiring as...
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what was incredible. I went to the new museum, the Grand Museum.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you told me.
And there's like 8 stories. All right, you go up this escalator. There's a staircase, but you go up the escalator. There's all these pharaohs, 68 of them, on the steps. And as you hit the top of the escalator, there's a 140-foot window by 40 foot high, and you're just looking at the pyramid.
So it's right there.
It's absolutely spectacular.
Wow.
It's 5.5 million square feet. So it's got the whole underground restoration department, everything. It's amazing. It's taken them 23 years to build.
Really? That sounds incredible.
It's amazing. It's the best museum I've ever been to. And not only that, it's got a shopping mall in it
Really?
for F&B.
What, you can sit and have a coffee and look at the pyramids?
You can sit, have a coffee. You've got Ladurée, lots of different coffee shops, and they're all classy. Even the cheap ones are classy. It's really done very, very well.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And what did you eat while you were over there? Did you have lots of nice
Umami,
fresh fruit and all that?
Mutabel, aubergine coming out your ears.
You like your aubergine, don't you?
Oh,
Especially at the airport.
it is without doubt the best digestive helper that you could ever have.
Very diplomatically put, yeah. Good. Nice to hear you've had your fibre.
On the way back, I had the most amazing journey. I got on the EasyJet plane to come back,
Yep.
as I do, in seat
1A.
1E.
1E.
Now, the 1A is not as good because the door's open.
Right.
When you get to Gatwick, you get the
Bit
cold
chilly,
blast.
bit chilly.
So, like, if you're coming back to a cold blast, better off to go
Let someone
the
else
other-
bear the brunt.
the first pump.
Yeah.
And I sat on the plane. The next day I knew, my wife was shaking me and saying, "You need to fasten your seatbelt, we're landing."
Nice. That's the way to travel.
Best way to travel. That is business class, isn't it?
And then you're back for a little while, and then you're off again on your jaunt, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm off to meet the makers.
Meet the makers.
Meet the makers of many Nicaraguan and Honduran
Yes,
cigars.
your first trip to Nica.
So I'm going with the tour team.
Yep.
I think we're meeting my father, Perdomo, Padron, Juan Martinez from Hoya, and a couple of other factories.
Amazing.
And then I'm crossing the border like a coyote and going across to see Justo Aroa from Aladino. Then I'm driving through Honduras, flying back to Miami, where I've got a series of meetings. Then I'm back to London.
What a trip.
Be a fabulous trip.
You'll love it. You'll love it. There's
Very
so
tiring.
much to see. Very tiring, but you'll be buzzing when you see Perdomo set up, and then you get to chat to the Padron guys.
I think it was very difficult, though, to find Perdomo's factory in his fields. All right, because the signage is not as good as it could be. There's only 19,411 signs that say Perdomo.
You will love that, and of course you must have a quiet moment when you get to the Hoya factory up in the rolling room. It's a very special place.
No, my big thrill is to meet the man who runs production
Ah,
at Perdomo.
yeah. Yes, of course. That is Aristides, and he is now 95 or 6.
And he's just fathered a child about 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, he's got a young son, and he smokes about 15 cigars a day, still lugs bales of tobacco about. And if you're lucky, you will see him, he'll have a sheath knife on his belt like this, and he will roll you a Lancero, bring it in, talk to you, they'll translate, and while he's doing it, he rolls it. Be one of the best cigars you'll smoke that trip. Great guy.
But his father and kids at 93, 94.
Yeah,
this
he's
is,
unbelievable.
you know, moving tobacco around at
And
that
you
age.
should see him. He walks around the factory grounds and that, and he's calling out to the girls. The girls are all laughing. God knows what he says to them. To the young, pretty girls, he doesn't miss a trick.
Unbelievable.
And then at night, Domino's, having a drink. That's the way to do it. Yeah, you're going to love it, mate. Plenty of rice and beans, beef, good beef.
Just got to turn my phone off because
Okay. So, what do you think of the cigar so far? Who used to say, what do you think of the show so far?
what do you think of the show so far, folks?
Rubbish. What was that on? Was it Walker Away? Can't remember.
I don't think it was more of a
No. Anywho. So is yours still a bit tight?
No, it's opening now.
Good. Tom?
Mine is perfect.
Yeah, mine too.
I was just listening to your plan for Nicaragua. Sounds amazing. Would be much. You know, there is an amazing volcano in Nicaragua.
You can't miss that.
You can't miss that.
You are a rotter.
And I am not cutting this out.
You are an
No, so last year I went to Sicily.
Did you?
Yeah,
Was that Etna?
and I had the most amazing food there, and drink well. And I did a sightseeing tour, but I never went up to see Mount Etna.
So the one thing you haven't done in your
I also
life
went
is
to Vesuvius. I went to Napoli and down to Pompeii, but I never went inside Vesuvius. So I don't think I'm the sort of person that is going to slap up half a side of a volcano to have a look. It's just really not, show me a picture. All right, get a drone. All right, and send me the footage.
It's quite something. You can actually see the lava bubbling and flowing in the caldera, as they call it, or the...
Well, I can do that by watching my wife cook chicken soup on the hot stove and see the lava boiling,
Fair enough. So you won't be doing the old bodyboarding down the volcano. That's what they do on the volcanic sand. What, do you find that amusing, Thomas? That image?
I
Just imagine Laurence doing that.
I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen,
What would be even funnier is seeing people convincing him to do it.
I will not be convinced. I will not be bodyboarding down the side.
That will erupt if you do that long.
No, so about 12 years ago, actually, I was chief barker of Variety of the Children's Charities. And I raised about 250 grand to do a trek across 125 miles of the Sahara Desert in Morocco.
Who's doing it?
For charity.
You doing it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
And we went up this ginormous sand mountain. All right. And it was a hell of a trip to get up there. All right. And the edge is about that wide at the top.
Really?
And I'm sort of balancing and pivoting, and I'm shooting myself out.
What, it's a real drop?
It's like 500 foot.
Hell.
All right. Sand, going like that. And I'm feeling really proud that I've managed to get out there. This little 4-year-old kid comes up to me. He's walking up and down the side of this as if he was walking through a playground. Him and his mate, they come up. And I'm like, I'm like a blubbering wreck, thinking I'm going to fall off. And this guy is running up, jumping over, doing everything. So we get to the top and we get to the peak and we get to the end. And I said, oh, bloody hell do we get down? So the guide pulls out these black sacks.
No.
He says, you put that on. Are you...
Sledged down, as it were.
Sledged down.
And did you?
So I said, not doing that. So I started to run down.
You didn't?
I did.
How did that go? In the end, you were sliding or just without the side?
Did you do a snowball all the way down to the... Did you hurt yourself? Idiot.
Quick.
I bet it was.
Quick.
But they were in bits, weren't they?
Absolutely in bits. Absolutely.
You got a bit of form. Oh, mate.
So I can assure everybody that there will not be a bodyboarding of Mr. Davis. As it is, I'm not keen on heights.
Really?
Yeah. Why don't I hang out with you?
Very good.
He's been sitting on that joke for the past few years.
At last, I can use it.
I just wanted to get that out there. As we know, the hamster. So, I'll show you my new...
Lunchbox.
It's not a lunchbox. It's an after. It's a mid-morning break.
11's is.
Yeah, you get an apple in there, slice of cheese, and one of those drinks with a little straw.
Juice box.
Juice box, yeah. So we're doing this like a smoking shaquette.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see now what you're doing.
All right. So it's not a jacket. It's a shaquette, which is difference between it's a jacket stroke shirt.
Oh.
Shaquette.
A shacket.
A shaquette, not a shaquette. Shaquette. So this is a shaquette. Now I'm bringing on my head of design. All right, it's coming in.
I shall be your model for this evening.
No. So as you look at the jacket, it has 3 pockets on the right-hand side for cigars on your right breast. All right, that will take up to a size 56 cigar.
Yep.
Comfortably.
Very good.
You have 2 inside pockets, and then if you stand up a little bit, there's 2 bottom pockets, and inside those 2 bottom pockets, you've got 1 cutter pocket and 1 lighter pocket.
Okay.
So it doesn't all dangle around.
It fits really nicely. It feels great.
So it's good going out. You know, it's your outdoor little smoking shaquette.
It's your safari cigar jacket.
Yeah.
Lovely. It's very comfortable. Thanks very much.
Yeah. It comes in that colour, in a charcoal grey, and in a navy blue.
I'll have my name on a navy one, I reckon. Look very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, white one for a cigar jacket is...
Yeah. They often have a white evening, don't they, some of these events?
Yeah.
So, yeah, perfect.
But the navy and the dark charcoal grey are quite practical.
Yeah.
And then we'll introduce some other colours. One of the other colours we'll do at a later stage is black.
Could do a real outrageous orange.
Yeah.
It's a lovely summer jacket.
That's what it was meant for.
Yeah.
Spring smoking.
Very good. Well done.
Anyway, coming back to the Cohiba Amber, I've taken the band off, which has released it a little bit.
Mine's lovely, lovely, lovely. How is yours, Tom?
Beautiful.
Yeah?
I just pinched the tail, didn't have to cut it, it's spot on.
Yeah, really lovely flavours.
The Robustos doesn't have a tail, does it?
No.
Does any of the other Classico wine have a tail?
Yeah,
The Lanceros does.
Corona Especial.
Because from your knowledge you imparted the other week, Tom, if the Robusto had a pigtail, it would no longer be a Robusto, right?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to the subject we were talking about
Yes.
earlier, it's Harold H. Corbett.
It is Harold. Harold H. Corbett. Yeah. Did you look it up or did it just come to you?
Just come to me.
We were talking about Steptoe and Son. For some reason. Can't really think why that was now.
Dirty old man.
Dirty old man.
He was talking about Wilfred Bramble.
That's it. Did it start on the radio? Yeah, and then went to telly. That was a big thing back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you've really got the best face for radio.
Thanks.
You have very good voice for radio.
Me or him?
Him.
Don't give flattery.
Hello and welcome to Radio Lollipop.
We have the name for a. We do have a
fantastic.
name for a talk show. Radio Lollipop.
Lollipop FM.
That's it.
Well, so we've done it. Now, let's give this some ratings.
This is too good. I can't stop this early. It's delicious.
We're not stopping, we're just talking.
Okay.
So what do you think about the draw? Mine's a bit tight. I'm going to give it 8.
Mine's beautiful. 10.
Whoa.
It's just that
Oh.
little bit of
10 for me.
resistance. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Beautiful.
Burn.
9.
Super even. I would say, yeah, I would go 9. There is
Yeah,
a
I'll
little
go
bit-
9. My burn's okay.
Yeah.
Combustion.
Beautiful. Lovely grey ash. I couldn't see how you could ask for any more. 10.
I'm gonna say 9. There is not as much smoke coming from it as from the 55.
No, that's true.
Flavour.
Flavour is fabulous. Really lovely. Little bit of sweetness. Deep, rich, bold, but in a nice way. I think it's probably not as mind-blowingly good as the 55 so far, but it's absolutely lovely. I'm going to give it a 9.
Well, the 55 was a limited edition.
Yeah.
This is regular production. Well, as regular production as Cuba can produce,
In theory.
in theory.
No, that's a fair point.
Well, what is that for you, Laurence?
I'd call it 9.
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, I was knocked off my chair with the 55.
Yeah, we all were, yeah.
All right. This is good.
Really good. And if you hadn't have smoked the 55, you would have said this was, really fantastic and great.
Most likely, yeah. I
So,
must say the first amber I ever smoked, it was the day where I've smoked 3 ambers back to back.
Really?
The first time ever I've smoked the same cigar, one after the other.
and each
After-
one was amazing.
phenomenal.
Right. That is a good sign if there's a cigar you want to pick straight back up.
I
again.
just want it to liven up a bit now.
What, a little bit more complexity or
Yeah, but I'm not that far through it, so I'd just like it to liven up.
right.
So we'll see in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about other things whilst we're just going through this.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen at Old Trafford?
Well, what's going to happen at White Hart Lane as well? United and Tottenham are duking it out to be the worst team in the league at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, but we've got rationale behind that.
Well, that's
We've got 15 first squad players out,
right.
which obviously means we've got a deficit in the department of looking after them medically
Yeah.
and whatever.
Is it all muscle injury or?
No, there's some breaks in there as
Right.
well. But we've got a goalkeeper, all right, who's just past puberty.
Really?
All right. He signed on the Wednesday and then his first game on the Thursday.
Wow.
And the number 1, the number 2, and the number 4 goalkeepers are all injured. So you've only got the Nougat and the number 3.
It seems to me, I don't know if this is your reading of it, but the press love hounding it and like prodding the bear to get a good quote out of him because he is quite quotable.
Yeah, well, you know, the problem we've got today is there's too much football.
Absolutely.
There's too small a squad.
Yeah.
So if you've got a squad of 25 players and you're playing 38 league games, you're playing League Cup games, you're playing FA Cup games, you're playing European knockout tournament games, and you've got a squad of 25. That means if you go on a decent run, all right, you're playing 55 to 60 games.
Easily.
All right, and you've got 2 months off, so you're looking at, and that doesn't include
And in the
replays.
2 months, they go and play European.
Unless you're Tottenham, then you're only playing 38, right?
No,
Just the league games.
Well, we're into the semi-final of the League Cup. We're in the 4th round of the FA Cup, and we're in the last 32 of the European tournament, which means that we will play probably 60 games this season.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right. Now, 60 games with a 25-man squad means that you're going to have players like Archie Gray, who's 18, all right, grandson of the great Eddie Gray from Leeds United.
Who is he? Is this the goalie?
No, this is the midfielder who's playing centre-half. We've got 3 centre-halves out injured at the moment.
Wow.
You know, it's very difficult. Whereas I think you've got an endemic problem that I
Massive
think
problem.
I don't see. I can't see how such good players are playing badly.
No, that's the point. It's a very expensive, and individually, there's some amazing players, and on paper, what should be a decent squad, but they're playing in a way that is totally alien to them, and they're playing like Sunday League side, aren't they?
Well, I think they've mismanaged.
Yeah.
All right, since Solskjaer,
Yeah.
they've mismanaged.
If they'd have stuck with Solskjaer, if they could have stuck with Solskjaer, I know the results were bad. I think it would have been a lot better.
They're no worse. They're no better now.
Well, they're worse. Yeah.
But you know, how can you lose the confidence of someone like Rashford?
Weird, isn't it? And how can you 1 week play and beat Arsenal, play and beat City or whatever, and within the space of 2 or 3 days turn out like they've never kicked a ball to each other again? And it's round or square pegs being banged into round holes at the moment, trying to make them play in a way that they're not very good at. They don't know how to play it. It's a mess. It's a real mess.
It is, and even City have faltered.
Well, that was incredible. No one would have predicted that, would they?
Not to the way.
Not to that extent. Now, they may have come out the other side. We'll see, but
I don't think an Ipswich result is the answer to the other side. I think it may be the start. But
quite extraordinary how... And then, as you raised a moment ago, it's amazing how quickly you can go from supreme confidence to utter lack of confidence. And within the space of a couple of weeks, that City side went from hero to zero, didn't they?
yeah, Arsenal and Sam.
Yeah. It's so
The
quick.
only one that's been consistent up there is Liverpool.
They've been amazing. I mean, to be fair to them, they've been amazing. Quite boringly good. But it's just staggering that even at that level, it's so hard to get to that pinnacle and get that feeling and maintain that winning. And then it seems that you seem to be able to lose it so quickly.
Yeah. So we've got the RFU, we've got the Six Nations coming up very soon, Nick. We've got England. Where are we touring at the moment?
One day squad is in India at the minute.
Yeah.
Under new manager or new coach, Baz McCullum. So that'll be crash
So
bang wallet.
how do you do one day baseball?
Well, I thought one day was baseball. Imagine what it's going to be like.
If you don't hit 6 in your first over,
You're fine.
You're pulled out.
It's going to be like some real bad flops and some amazing 500 run days, that sort of thing.
And then we've got an incredible lineup coming through to the European finals, and 2025 is going to be what? What's the big event in 2025?
Don't know. You tell me.
Is there not an Ashes at the end of the year?
Oh God, there is. And Ashes over there.
Yeah.
That is the. Well, to be fair, I think that's probably the ultimate test for McCullum and Stokes' partnership, isn't it? Because another 2 years, lots will have changed. I think this is the time. What do you think? How are you feeling?
Depends who's bowling.
Well, they would claim to have a good battery if they can get Wood and Archer fit. Cars.
Do you think Archer is going to be able to survive
No.
an Ashes Test series?
No, I don't. And I don't think Wood will survive a whole series either. Ollie Stone.
Yeah, but they're going into the unknown.
No Jimmy Anderson. And I know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I just think,
Madness.
if it's not broken, don't fix it.
You play if you're good enough, you play.
So I was watching Everton Tottenham match on Sunday, which
Yeah.
was quite incredible. All right, and the commentator said, it looks like Everton towards the end are bringing on some fresh legs. Who pops on, but actually young, 38 years of age.
Oh, yes. Of course, he could have played his son, couldn't he?
Yeah. Fresh legs.
Fresh legs. He still looks fresh as daisy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great player. Great
Right, so now
journeyman.
I've come down. It's got stronger.
It's lovely.
It's building up. How's yours?
It's super strong. That's why I love this cigar, because it is a proper linea classica. This cigar is a proper linea classica.
It rings your bell, but it does it in a very polite manner, doesn't it?
There is just so much flavor in it.
Tons of flavour.
Now remembering this cigar, it's difficult to do a review because from this point on, it is like the 55. It's just so chewy.
Yeah.
It immediately slows me down.
Look at that chewiness.
Chewy is a good word.
I love chewing cigars. You see, you guys that don't chew cigars, you put them in your mouth, pop, 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 pop. You miss the unbelievable mouth, oral flavours of the tobacco.
Yeah, but we have at least 2 inches more of cigar to smoke.
The flavours are awesome. There's like a slight caramelly type sweetness in there, and the finish is fantastic. And it's just getting better and better. So it could be the 10 by the end.
No, it's really tasty.
We have had so many lovely cigars in recent times.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We're going to have a shock to the system one of these days, and we get a good old 7.5.
Well, you actually do have a shock to the system coming for the next video. Because we've decided it's too big to film today, but you can show Nick what is coming soon.
Coming soon on a channel near you.
Is this a little preview, is it?
It's a little preview.
Go on, you.
No, size matters to you, mate.
It's going to look so much better in your hands than
Sounds
his.
dangerous already.
This is something that makes his left leg look small.
You are joking.
Can you put that back down? Thanks.
A 90 by 9.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. This is an asylum monster, isn't it? That's ridiculous. You can't smoke that.
Well, you will.
Just a little snacket after breakfast.
I think the words are, Nick will fix it.
I look forward to that. I'll climb in that coffin after I finish. That will be amusing. We need a 4-hour review.
No, well.
3 lunches.
This is the new Le Mans 24-hour smoke.
Ooh. You know the rule. You gave an idea. Now you've put your money where your mouth is.
God, well, he'd be fine. That's what he does anyway.
So we're going to be streaming for 24 hours. Just watching Nick and Laurence smoking a cigar after cigar for 24 hours.
We'll need some stand-ins.
Yeah. Tag someone in for a break and a burger.
Maybe we can eat at the desk.
Imagine a conversation.
I'll fix the toilet
After
problem
about
as well.
8 hours, we'll just be looking at each other. I had a nice trip I want to tell you about. So I was invited, when we did the crowdfunding for the last book, There and Back Again, one of the guys who very kindly was one of the backers is a chap called John Warne. You know John. And he came to one of our events and we got chatting, and he's a lovely fella, loves his country pursuits, fishing and his shooting. And he lives down in Cornwall, and he said, I once a year I have a couple of days and invite some friends, and would you like to come? And I said, I've always wanted to shoot in Cornwall, but never been able to. He said, yeah, sure, I'll give you a shout. Didn't think anything more of it, but true to his word, he did. So on Friday or Thursday afternoon, I drove down to Newquay, where he lives, and spent the evening at John's place, and then we went shooting on the Friday around Bodmin Moor. It was freezing cold. It was uphill and down dale and through these bogs, and John got stuck in a bog and fell over, got covered in mud, and we were being shown round by these group of locals who obviously did it all day, every day. They were just going up these mountains like it was nothing. Me and him were dying. The shooting wasn't great. There weren't many birds about. It was just one of those things. But the scenery was spectacular. We had
What did you shoot?
There was a bit of everything shot. I think there was a pheasant, there was some pigeon, there was some woodcock.
Deer?
No, this was only shotguns. But he does have the rights to shoot fallow deer on a local estate. So he is going to do you some fallow steaks. Said he'd package him up and bring him up when he's up next up. So we did that, absolutely exhausted at the end of it. And we had egg and chips in the local pub, which was lovely. And then on the Saturday, I said to my wife, I've spent all that time, it took me 5 hours to drive down there. So I might as well hang around for a few days, make the most of it. There was nothing going on. She said, yeah, okay. So I didn't plan anything. I just decided I was going to go for a little peregrination and see what I fancied. And it was a really nice way of being for a few days.
Really nice peregrination.
Yeah. So I just got up on the Saturday. I went to Foy, had breakfast in Foy, which is a pretty little village on the coast.
Beautiful village.
Yeah. And then I drove down to Tavistock, so into Devon. And I stayed, believe it or not, at Wetherspoons in Tavistock, right? Which is something I never thought I would say. But I was amazed. It was a really lovely room, beautifully done, really nicely decorated, quiet, 60 quid. And as I haven't been a frequenter of Mr. Wetherspoons, I was absolutely amazed by the prices. A pint of Guinness was £2.53.
That's incredible.
It's 6 quid everywhere else.
London on $7.50
Is
for
it?
a tenner.
Is really? Anyway, so I was having a lovely time. I mooched about. I found a local restaurant on the Saturday night in Tavistock. Had a really nice bit of fish. Came back to Weathers. It was getting a bit lively, but they did have a little terrace outside. So I thought, I'm going to sit and have a smoke. So I went to the bar, and they had some good whiskey. So I said, I'll have two large single malts. Cost me £11. So for 4 whiskies. And then I went and sat on the terrace and enjoyed my cigar and watched the mayhem of Tavistock Wetherspoons on a Saturday night. Sunday I then got up and I drove across the moors. There was still snow on Dartmoor at the top, really bitterly cold, misty. Drove right across Dartmoor and I wended my way to a little village on the Devon and Dorset border called Beer. Have you heard of Beer?
No.
Lovely little fishing village. Very pretty. really nice little. There's some, a deli and a nice couple of pubs. There was a little cocktail bar, so they got some nice things there. A shingle beach, lovely big shingle beach, and they have 2 fishing boats that go out every day. And every day from 8 in the morning, they got a shack on the beach, and you can buy fish straight off the boat. Everything: crabs, lobsters, clams, every fish you can think of. I thought, what a place. And I asked around, said, is there somewhere I can stay? I said, yeah, you can stay at the Anchor. The Anchor's a pub. So I got a room there, 60 quid, room looking over the ocean. At the time of my life. And yesterday I pootled up back all the way through Somerset and Wiltshire. And
Will fish?
with no, they're going to send direct to my door. If you order, they'll package whatever you want, next day delivery.
That's amazing.
I'll give you the details.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I've had such a lovely few days, and I feel like I've been on holiday, just to have that bit of freedom.
Well, you've got a problem.
I have.
All right. You, I mean all of you, which is you don't get any time to yourself.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Same for me.
Yeah.
Some me time.
Just
when you
stop.
did what you wanted to do.
It just the freedom of not having to be anywhere is amazing, because we live such a relentless life of meetings and right, tomorrow I need to be there, this afternoon I need to be there.
And I will pick up the journal, I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
do that, do
constant.
Yeah.
So it was if I can't say highly enough, if you get the chance to just take a couple of days and don't plan anything.
Do you think it's been good for your mental well-being?
Really good. I feel like a different person.
I think you've grown as well.
What, height-wise or
Yes,
philosophically speaking?
Philosophically.
Yeah, no, I do. I feel really so much better for having done it.
So there you've got it.
Yeah.
The Beer, the little village on the Dorset, Devon
Yeah, it's just in Devon.
coast.
Yeah. Super place. And did you know that beer, stone, there's a quarry there,
Yeah.
has been used in Westminster Cathedral?
Yeah.
And obviously all the cathedrals down there. It's been shipped abroad. A very, very famous stone they quarried. And apparently Queen Victoria's wedding dress was made in beer by the lace-making ladies. So I learnt a bit while I was down there as well.
Well, we used to get some in Somerset. Well, stone comes from beer and stone comes from the Quantocks.
Really?
They used to mine the Quantocks.
What was your connection with Somerset?
I lived there for 5 years
Oh, did you?
at Millfield School.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Loved Somerset.
Beautiful. So where's Millfield near?
Streets,
Okay.
Glastonbury.
Yeah.
So you know that little hillock in Glastonbury
Yeah.
called the Tor? One term I was so badly behaved that I had to run up the Tor every single morning at 5 a.m.
No.
Yeah.
What on earth did you do?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. I was 14 years of age. I hired a minibus and drove 8 other people. I drove myself.
How did you hire it? False name?
In those days, cash.
Really?
And we drove up to Bristol.
You drove?
Yeah. And we watched the Ali Fraser fight
No.
at the cinema. 'Cause that's where,
What, in the middle of the night?
yeah. And
Unbelievable.
we drove back and we never got caught.
How did you get
Alright,
out?
And we had souvenir brochures, and one of my friends fell asleep with a souvenir brochure in his bed.
What, and they said, where did you get this?
All right. And I had today's date of it. And then confessions came.
Oh, no.
And I was the ringleader. That was my punishment. Every single morning, 5 a.m.
For how long?
Senior prefect for a whole term.
Every day?
Every day. 7 days a week.
Bloody hell, you must have been fit as a butcher's dog.
Filthy butcher's dog.
At 14, I suppose. And you did it, did you? They made you run it?
Easy. Well, we walked it up
Right.
because prefects,
Fair enough.
after a while, didn't want to run either.
No, I'm sure.
As you can imagine.
God, I bet the prefects hated you.
Yeah,
Did they tell your mum and dad?
sure.
What did your dad say?
Do we have a bet?
That's a crazy story. I can't believe that at 14. Imagine what could have happened.
When I was 15, the local pub, the Beckett's Inn, wrote to my housemaster and asked if I was available for an away match, darts game. Well, we weren't allowed in the pub.
They said, how the hell do they... How does the pub even know who you are? So you were in there playing darts?
I told them I was sixth form and doing my A-levels. So.
Were you allowed to sort of wander in and out then?
Well, you got out. There was plenty of windows and plenty of escape areas.
God, those were the days.
And then about 6 weeks later, we decided to do a January the 6th insurgence on the Capitol building, except it wasn't the Capitol. It was Southfield's girls' house. And 16 of us, led by me, got caught on their roof and climbing through the windows.
Laurence. Those poor innocent girls.
Those poor innocent girls. You couldn't say that.
And what was the punishment that time?
Detention, gating. Milford, there was quite a simple dress code, right? You could wear any suit you wanted, but if you were gated, you had to wear a white shirt. Top button had to be done up the whole time. You had to wear school blazer and trousers. I spent a whole year gated for that insurgents.
Did you do your A-levels there as well?
No, I left just before my A-levels.
Right. Poor
Hammond,
master.
Have you left or you got kicked out?
No, I left.
What was your reports like? Were they...
If Laurence Day was true to the school more as a scholastic institution than a street trading corner, he would get more out of it.
Oh, I can so believe it. What was one of your money-making scams?
Backgammon.
Really?
Yeah.
Playing? You playing?
Seriously good backgammon player.
I've been trying to put that to a test for a long time. He refuses.
I'll tell you the problem. I can move the pieces on a backgammon board without looking at the board. All right, I know every move depending on what the dice are. All right, I did it. It was almost to a professional standard, and it's difficult to play people that don't play to those sort of rules.
So you won every time.
I didn't win every time. You know, obviously you've got dice and what dice do, but you know it's a bit like.
Is it a probabilities thing? Is it?
It's totally
right.
Total math.
Right.
All right. It's a little bit like I win money playing blackjack because I never take a card on over 12. So if I've got 12, I never take a card.
Right.
Regardless whether the bank's sitting there with the king. All right. Because they can pull a 5 and then pull a 7. All right. But you've got 16. Would you ever pull a card on 16? Because the bank has to take a card. And the reason I don't like playing blackjack is that everyone gets pissed off with me.
Because it's no fun.
Well, no, because they know what I'm going to do, and they all think it screws up their hands and what their cards.
Right.
So
they don't like playing.
But math-wise, that's your best probability. So, Nick, in conclusion, after all those wonderful stories,
yes,
I've now got down to a very strong, very powerful finish.
And the draw's good now?
It's like Nijinsky coming through the straight to win the derby,
home,
powering home.
That's a proper 3/3 of the cigar.
Yeah. Very much so.
The start, the middle, the finish.
As you can tell, Thomas is not a mathematician. It could be this is the final third, not 3/3.
2/3, he said.
3/3.
I said proper 3/3 of the cigar.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does to me.
No.
He's being pedantic.
He always is.
No, it's taken us on a journey, hasn't it? A lovely journey. And it's one of those that's getting better every last millimetre as it burns down.
You see, the pleasure you get from this, regardless of price,
Yeah, outstanding.
regardless of price. You smoke an ordinary cigar, you smoke this, you really, this is a cigar you should savour for the right time in the right place.
Absolutely.
Where's your place that you should smoke it?
I think it's the sort of cigar you want to smoke around a table with really good friends, having a laugh like we are, having a really good discussion, still being able to savour it and enjoy it with somebody else.
I think it's an after dinner.
For sure.
All right, sit there. What would you pair it with?
Brandy.
Colin?
Well, in general, for me, this is what Cohiba is supposed to be like. This is what I remember Cohiba's being like. Cohiba was always post-dinner, post-lunch cigar. It always had that strength. Wasn't there even a movie where they compare a barrel of smoking gun to a Cohiba? There was a scene in one of the movies where they just, and that for me was
So
Cohiba.
what are you gonna pair it with? Right, I'm giving you this cigar tonight. You're sitting down after dinner.
It really depends on the mood, because that
Well, miserable, because you do that best.
That cigar will take anything.
Sure, go on, name it.
If it was now, I would go for a rich Super Tuscan.
Red wine.
Yep.
What would you say?
I personally, I've got this in my hand and I'm thinking rum.
Yeah, dark spirit for me.
I'm
just thinking rum. I mean, I don't know why.
I'm thinking a glass
A
of
really,
brandy.
really, really good rum.
I'm thinking wine because that cigar would relax me so much that I would just like to sit there with a book, a glass of wine, and just enjoy the cigar. Opposite to what Nick said, I would rather enjoy that in me time because
Really?
there is so much flavor in it. You can take it slowly. The flavor, the construction, and everything. It's one of those cigars that's not gonna go off too often. So you can do other things and just have that cigar in the background.
I think it brings so much joy, so much pleasure that I think it'd be great to share it with other people doing the same thing.
I'd love to have smoked it last night, watching Donald J. Trump be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States of America.
What time did you get?
He did well. 1 hour, 6 minutes. He avoided politics.
No, whether you like it or whether you don't, all right. It was a really interesting.
Was it?
It was really interesting, all right, because a while ago, all right, Zuckerberg hated him, Bezos hated him, Tim Cook wasn't very pro him, all right, and Musk was very anti-Trump. Well, last night,
They were all there.
they were all in the front row,
Really?
lapping him up, as if they were kids, all right, and he was giving out the candy.
What time did you finish? What time did you stop watching and go to bed?
About 2.
Did you? And I always find it interesting when they have to forced to meet and smile and say hello to the bloke they've just talked shit about for the last umpteen.
But they don't care in America. They don't care, you know. It's not civilized like we do over here.
No.
All right, it's in your face.
Front row stuff, isn't it? Yeah, it's a boxing match.
You know, and hearing them talk and say, you know, when someone said, well, who would you take advice from as an president? He said, Bill Clinton was very smart.
Did he?
Yeah, because obviously members of the impeachment club.
Yeah.
Or the Naughty Boys Society.
If only he'd smoke a cigar, he'd be right there.
Yeah, William Jefferson Clinton smoked cigars. And is a customer of Salter.
Sensible man.
I've got many pictures with him. And many times I've met him in the UK, in America, and in Russia.
Interesting man, isn't he?
Oh, the most laser focused individual you'll ever come across in your life.
Really?
I had a conversation with him that he remembered from 12 years ago.
No way.
Yeah.
He must meet thousands of people.
Yeah, I know his brother Roger quite well, and his brother says he stares at you and he takes an imprint, audio and visual,
Really?
of what you discuss.
And it's in there.
Well, it's an incredible gift.
Yeah.
Anyway, final marks. On your marks, get set. What do you call it, Nick?
I think now it's a 9.5.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
So we've got 2 9.5s and a 9
Really?
from me.
It's not like you to be the reserved member of the group.
I know.
Not up to
It
55
didn't
standard.
start great.
No, you had a slightly unfortunate start. Yeah. But nevertheless, a wonderful cigar. If you ever get the chance, make the most of it. Give it the attention it deserves.
Do you know who will love this cigar?
JP.
Julian Posner. Because it can smoke the band.
Yes.
You can get the taste.
And he would not be wrong in this occasion.
So, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. I thank you to Nick, who's looking very dapper in his Salter jacket.
I think I'll keep this on.
Yeah. So, thank you and good night.